of a couple of weeks. I'm back. So one of the important things that you want to know about is that we're starting a new month, and so when things occur really matters, right? And so if we take a look here, you can tell if you look at people that are trying to do shorter term analysis by using only daily charts or whatever, that it's important to understand that you want to have at least four time frames up at all times. So what does that mean that when we start a new month? That means we want to see how the first allocations of the month come out. Are they going to do the same thing they've been doing? Are they going to change anything up? And also here, you can see in the lower middle, right, is the new monthly, right? And so far, because the new month started on the weekend, the weekly and the monthly opening are going to stay the same all week. Right? It doesn't mean we don't trade. It just means we gain more information next week. We call it uncoupling. So if we go back to next week, the second hour on Tuesday will be the first time we have four separate openings by time and price. Right? So right now, it doesn't mean we don't trade. It just means we want to start gathering information about what's going on. So as you can see here in the lower left, the 60-minute SPY opens, gaps, tries to go into the highs, and then falls back in. So just kind of gapping and sitting here right now. So you don't have a lot of futures evidence on what's going on. But what we do have is a lot of inside weeks. If you go up to the upper middle here, inside weeks starting to the upside. Now the question is, do they stay up there? All right. So most things are triggering to the upside with this up gap on a Monday. But if you've heard the term turnaround Tuesday, that's why you got to see if they keeps it going. So if we take a look here, a lot of the things going inside week to the upside, right? And so right out the chute, we're like, okay, a lot of the usual suspects. And so if you go to look at a list of all the inside weeks and uppers, you got Netflix. And Netflix here, you can see in the upper middle, there's your inside week. And so why this is really important is because we have no actionable signals in force when you start a new month. Everything has to re-trigger. Right, so you can have the macro, the yearly and the quarterly still there, but until stuff like this breaks, and you can see here in the lower middle, here's the combination you can look for. Lower middle, Netflix goes up, it goes inside here, right there, over 497.19, and you'll see this in the upper middle, the inside week, Brett. 497.79. So it goes and triggers the inside week, then backs off, then sets up the signal to retake it. Right. So far, Netflix for the rest of the week above 497.79. That's inside week and up. That's something you're going to want to know about. We got a bunch of, like I said, usual suspects. ZM here, and you're going to see this. That was a little faster. So we'll see if there's anything setting up on that. Okay. Now here's something we call a sideways 60. Now, it's understanding that you are analyzing data. We're not reading charts, because if the 60-minute updated at a different time, this is an inside bar because this is an hour's time. So when it breaks above here in the lower middle, 266.26, right? That's an inside 60 break. With the weekly in the upper middle being 259.93, having already triggered. Now we'll see if we can go all the way back up and take out those kind of highs. We also had the semis come out firing. Usual suspects, SMH. Here, going back to the highs now, you can see stalling out a bit. Here, you can see now, this is a 2-hour inside pattern. So either side of these is an inside pattern of this still, all right? So take a look and see what's going on. Yeah, just still skirting near the highs of these futures. So SMH and all that kind of fun. You got the Corvos and all that kind of stuff like that. Here, you can see very similar here to the SPY in the lower middle. Here, tries to go up and then stalls. Now we got this new 60. See if we're going to reconfirm this stuff. Because NVIDIA was in the macro list, and so this signal is still in force. This is inside year to the upside. As a matter of fact, so is Netflix, right? So we knew about that because I make the macro video over the weekend, and if you watch that, we talked about this stuff still going. And so you come out, starting the new month, in the lower middle, bright green, starting off the day, 60s, chewing its way up, and a bright green day for NVIDIA so far. AAOI. If you go to AAOI, this was also in the weekend video because of this inside week here. Looking for the measured move of this. Up, sideways. Measured move, get. So, and you can see in here on the lower middle. Used to be somebody is what we call these things, right? So there's been a lot higher in history if they want to bring this thing back, if whatever they do is going to work out after all. So we'll see if it goes inside 60 here and sets up again. So that 30 went. 30 was a little quick. We'll see if we get inside in the 30 for that. ACMR. here, and we've known about this so many times. And this is what, if you started a monthly chart, what's good is once you have these monthly signals, you got all month to go after them, right? And so what you'll see here, here's an inside bar. It broke, and it gave you enough time down into here to cover when it starts coming back up. Then here's your RevStrat month. Inside, down, boom, come back through here. Then here is your measured move. You're up, inside, and gone, and now still going, at least as far as we can tell, to start off the day. If we go to some more Pandemia, how's Peloton doing? Going back to the well again with Peloton. And so you can see once again, here's a 60. Like so, and pokes up a little bit, doesn't really get it going. NVIDIA goes to the highs though, however. You got TTD. And TTD, also, if you can see the upper middle, inside week break here. So as long as it's above this, 452 all week, there you go. 452, bring me 476. Not a bad way to start off the week. We had, let's see, AVGO, and that's more semis. You can watch that with SMH. And so here's what we're looking at here. You can see how it pokes down here in the lower left. Now we'll see if it sets this up, right? Stops these guys out, then take out this high in the next hour. Now you got some time on that, but we'll see if that can do that because we're looking for a combination here. If you go to the middle, lower, you're going to see this. The potential inside month to the upside of 324.33. And so what we want to use is this weekly in the upper middle to propel that. All right, so inside week and up for AVGO above 318.40. Going to see if we can go after and take out that month. If we go to Shopee, and Shop, just usual suspects going back. Still would be inside week, still would be inside month, but you know, these things that move around, we want to see how they start off the month. And so far, so good. If you go to ZI, and ZI, here you can see newer issue. It's only 3 months old, not even. You can see this inside month in the lower middle. But then if you go here, there's your inside week. If you go upper middle here, as it takes out 43. Hopefully you can come back and take all this stuff out. But over 43 for the rest of the month, that's good. What's that setup we like to look for? RevStrat, inside bar, taken to the downside, and it's RevStrat day to come take this stuff out. Now we'll see if there's more follow through during the week on that. CENX. And CENX having a nice move here too. You can see this coming up, and you can see this inside 60 right here. Right there. All right. And so didn't have actionable signals trigger. Right. Just continuation patterns on this. Once again, it used to be somebody here on this thing, and you can see this is nice down into here. Here's your reversal on the monthly. Take it back to previous range. Do we like to do that? We do. You got FSLY. FSLY right now inside in the 60 here in the lower left. All right, you can see this still green on all time frames, but we're just starting off. And exhaustion risk because it's going into new highs. So we prefer it to do this. Correct in the upper middle, go inside and take that out to go take this out, which it did. So now it's just a continuation. This is something we call Momo Hammer. Right, and what that means is anybody who got jammed in here on Friday said, oh, I think it's going to roll over, and didn't cover, and then came in this morning, boom, stick it to them right there. So we'll see how that goes. You've got NVAX still hanging around here, and NVAX, what a monthly, huh? Not bad, huh? You can remember since I got here, we gave it to you right here on the inside week, didn't we? We did. 48.43, trading 154.40, still going. You can see here in the upper left, the inside day. And now back up to start off the new month. APPN, and here's one of a combination we can look for as well. So you can see here in the upper middle, the inside week takes that out. This is in the weekend video. So we want to see if that's going to be strong enough to propel it on the monthly for the RevStrat month. The inside bar, the poke down and come back through here to 53.99. So we're definitely going to be keeping an eye on that. Future's really starting to dry up here a bit, folks. So there's that. Like more usual suspects, you got CRM starting to come up now too. Here, you can see that nice inside week to the upside. That's what we look for. Coop, inside week to the upside in the middle. So far above 307.21, not bad, trading 314.82. See if that sets up again. Look at NKLA heating up again here too. NKLA See, new month. See the difference on the new month in the lower middle? Look at this. Yay! New month. Boo! New month. Yay! So, right. So you can see it was very obvious what they were doing there. Now you can see if you can take out that weekly, like so. Futures starting to soften up just a tad. Nvidia's still going to the highs. You got SWBI, Smith & Wesson. We need some guns, boys. And you can see this here, green on all time frames, and you can see this. We had corrective activity in the upper left here, and then the inside data started off the week. And so anybody short this is going to be short against that, or where they got in, right? So you can stick it to them right out the chute and see if it stalls out and gives you an inside 60. CODX. CODX, now you can see that inside month are in here in the lower middle, still going, so we'll see. It just had a nice push off the inside 60 here, just nice percentage gains. We'll see if that sets up again as well. On the downside, we have checkpoint, CHKP. So one of the things you want to look, there's a couple things you want to look for on a day like today too. When you have a gap up like this, you want to see where the people potentially are jammed, right? And that's anybody taking out last week's lows, right? Because if you came in long this thing, you got what you wanted, right? You got the market gapping up, but your stock starts tanking, right? So here you can see the broadening formation on the 60. This is what we talk about exhaustion risk. You can see this. And then it does its job by blowing all these guys out, right? Boom, right? And there's your broadening formation. So the question is, do the sellers continue to step down, right? So we'll see now that it's done its job. It came back through this range. You see in the upper left, that's what it did. And so here you can see in the upper middle, takes this stuff out. The question is going to be weak enough to take this out, right? So now it comes back a little bit up on this thing. We'll have to see if that resets up. We've also got some laggards not getting killed, but just coming in and taking out yesterday's lows. MDB here. You got things doing nothing too that are usual suspects. Amazon, so I want to see what that's doing. That took out yesterday's lows. You got Google here, still inside day and not doing much, right? So we also had some of the pandemics come back. We had like Delta Airlines, looked like they were going to slam the airlines right out the chute, and they came back, and you can see this here on the 60 down here. First tries to hit them and then bring them back up. Boeing, very similar here too. And so the important part, like I said, when things occur, it's early in the month, so we're still, Nvidia's still going to highs. We're still trying to figure out, what they really want to do. So tomorrow is going to reconfirm this gap either way, right? So tomorrow we can be looking for continuations or reversals back down where you change that continuity to the opening of the month and the week and the day all back down. So on Boeing, you can see here, it opens in the lower left, starts puking, but then this is a 2-2 reversal, down, back up here, which changed everything back to green, right? And comes back through the previous range, stop them, right? And now stalls out here to see if it's going to be strong enough for that, but we'll see how that goes. Other than that, like I said, a lot of wait and see on a Monday, especially when you have, especially when you have a new month. Some of the other usual suspects from the longer term stuff still going. QDEL. It was inside year and up, and we're talking about it since I've been here, right? Still going. It's still going, right? Inside 60 upper here. So there's a lot of those things that we go to the well to. So that's why if you come to Smith in the Black channel here at Ticker Talker, all my videos are free. And I posted the macro video, and it'll show you all these things that have the inside years to the upside, right, that we've known about, your Netflix, your Qdle. And that way you can know how to position yourself coming into a new month, saying, here's the signals that are in force on a quarterly and yearly basis, right, and see if they're going to reconfirm with this shorter term stuff. Right now, back to the well, you got your Teslers and all that kind of stuff. But as this week goes on, we'll see more and more. Tesla still inside day, still inside week to see if they can get that break. However, you can see here, lower left, trying to go inside on the 60 and up over 1502.51, trying to do it. We'll see, just kind of stalling out. So we could use a little futures help. So as I've pointed out, the SPY is going to be tight range daily so far. Then you come in tomorrow, now you can see it's rev stratting back down. You see this inside bar kind of shooter and back down. And so this is how the broadening formation price discovery is starting off the new month. So tomorrow, either side of today's highs or lows is definitely something you're going to want to know about. All right, well, I'm back. Like I said, all my videos are free. Come to Smith & Black channel on Ticker Talker. That's going to do it for today. I'm Mark Smith, Smith & Black channel here at Ticker Talker with the Set Time Report.